you know Bobby Bonilla. Maybe not for his play on the field, but he's one of the most famous baseball players of his time. Bobby Bonilla Day, where he gets paid over $1 million every year, even though he hasn't played since right around the time the first Kids Bop album came out, is a legend. Bobby Bonilla has become a meme, but he was also a really good player. That goes overshadowed, and it shouldn't. But before we go any further, a quick word from today's sponsor. Are you tired of things being so hard? Such as finding a pumpkin, the right pumpkin. Look at all these. Which one am I gonna choose? Or finding a costume. Look at all these. Which one am I gonna choose? You know what's not hard? Policy Genius. I'm sorry the file got corrupted, but what I was about to say was Policy Genius makes it easy to compare quotes from over a dozen top insurers all in one place. Why compare? You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. The licensed experts at Policy Genius work for you, not the insurance companies, so you can trust they're going to be helping you every step of the way. You could save $1,300 or more per year on life insurance by using Policy Genius to compare policies. That kind of 5-star service has earned Policy Genius thousands of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot and Google. And eligible applicants can get covered in as little as a week thanks to an award-winning policy option that swaps the standard medical exam for a simple phone call. This exclusive policy was recently rated #1 by Forbes Advisor, better than options like Ethos, Ladder, and Bestow. Getting a life insurance policy can be complicated, but it doesn't have to be. With Policy Genius. Policy Genius doesn't add any extra fees, so head on down to www.policygenius.com/SRS. That's policygenius.com/SRS. Policy Genius. When it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right. Thank you so much to Policy Genius for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to good old Bobby. Bobby Bonilla was a 6-time All-Star in Major League Baseball. The first 4 of those times were with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And by the way, yes, if you know where the story goes, he was still a 2-time All-Star with the Mets. Oh, the Mets. From 1991 to 1998, Bonilla was one of the very best players in baseball. In this span, he averaged 24 home runs, 102 RBI, 359 on-base percentage, and 4.5 WAR per year with a 142 OPS+, meaning he was 42% better than the average hitter and after weird stadiums got factored into the stats. In the words of a wise man named me, he was very good. At his best, a superstar. Okay, yeah, he did get caught stealing way more than he actually stole bases in his career. Yeah, that happened. Guess what? Don't care. This was a guy who was capable of walking more often than he struck out while also tearing the cover off the ball when he made contact. He also led baseball in extra base hits in 1990. That even with him having a below average BA/BIP for pretty much the whole first half of his career. Meaning that when he was hitting the ball, it was becoming a hit less often than it should be. So, I mean, he was still really good even though he was kinda unlucky when it came to batted balls. He was also intentionally walked 39 times across 88 to 89. So pitchers straight up did not want to face him. Do you know who else pitchers didn't want to face? Lil baby man Barry Bonds. Maybe you've heard of him.
Bonds down the line, hits it well, look it up, it is out of here!
You may have seen him from such classics as Saturday Night Live or that time he acted like the worst umpire ever against Jenny Finch.
No, that's a strike. Dude, that ain't no strike.
Before Barry Bonds went and dematerialized baseballs with his mere presence in San Francisco, he was a Pittsburgh Pirate. Not only that, but he was also teammates with Bobby Bonilla out there. You know Barry Bonds is really good. You also may know that he has 7 MVP awards. What you may not know is Bobby Bonilla was regularly finishing 1 spot behind him in voting as his teammate, even stealing votes from him some years. The very same Bobby Bonilla who's become the butt of every joke in the baseball community was going toe-to-toe with Barry Bonds and more than holding his own. Something came to Bobby Bo as a result of him being really good. Money. All the money. In 1992, the Mets signed him to be the highest paid player in the National League. Contrary to what you may think, Bonilla wasn't even bad with the Mets. From 92 to 94, he was their best hitter, maybe even their best player, as he rocked a 128 OPS+. He had a home run derby appearance as a Met, He was a New York kid crushing balls in his hometown. And when he was traded away, he was in the middle of his best season ever while in a Mets uniform. So why was he remembered as a joke and not one of the bests like he definitely was? Relatively recently, the Mets were in some hot water when one of their players, Javier Baez, said this celebration was symbolic of booing the fans. People didn't respond well to that. Bobby Bonilla was up to similar stuff that you could only imagine what it would have been like if social media existed. There's plenty of videos on the internet out there about him fighting reporters, apparently wearing earplugs to silence booing, and just generally doing things that kind of rub people the wrong way. Mets fans eventually started to root against this star. So the Mets decided they were going to defer some of the money they were paying Bonilla, which basically meant they were going to spread it out over a longer period of time. It's not a completely ridiculous idea if you really break it down. And as you know, Bonilla still gets paid by the Mets today and will for a couple more years. More than a couple more years. He's also getting paid more this year by the Mets than their leading slugger Pete Alonso. So yeah, he's a bit of a meme. And to tell you more about this, let's pass the mic to my good friend that I've literally never met before, Pirates fan and certified memeologist, Yellow Water Tree Man, aka UrinatingTree.
I know what you're thinking. The dude with the annoying voice is going to come onto this video and keep adding to the cheap jokes. Yes, I do enjoy my Bobby Bonilla Day ribbing, thank you very much, but that's not why I'm here. What people tend to forget about Bonilla is his time before he was a Met. Think prior to '92, prior to arguing with reporters the overpaid bum status in a random World Series win as a Marlin. Bobby Bonilla was once a Pittsburgh Pirate. A very good one, I might add. There's even the fact that they let him go in the Rule 5 draft, struggled with the Chicago White Sox, and traded a good pitcher in Jose De Leon to get him back. I still have to do a double take when I realized Bonilla was a Pirate. But then when you see him play from that era, he was a goddamn game changer, blessed with breathtaking power. His hit stroke crushing opposing pitching with the flick of a wrist. He boasted solid contact to go with his power. Do you know how good he was? The guy was a finalist for the NL MVP in '90 and '91. The only reason why he didn't win it in '90 was because of his teammate Barry Bonds. In his final year with the Pirates in '91, he hit over 300, had an OPS over 880, and showed elite plate discipline. Now do you see why the Mets paid him? In the early '90s, three outfielders were household names in Pittsburgh: Bonds, Bonilla, and Van Slyke. It was one of the best tandems in baseball before he left for a payday, thank you Pittsburgh's bubbling budgetary issues. And it goes to show that Bonilla was far more than a meme. He was a great ball player, one that's often overlooked in the age of social media. It's still a lot easier to mock the Wilpons though. I'll give everyone that.
Bobby Bonilla was really good before he signed with the Mets, while he was on the Mets, and after he left the Mets. Bet you didn't know he also had all-star level production on the '97 Marlins. But no one remembers that. He's remembered as a joke, and that's just wrong. In a time where everyone, including the Mets and Bobby himself, are embracing that, we should still take time to acknowledge the player he was. Think about it this way. He earned the money he gets paid every year by being a really good ball player. His legacy shouldn't just be he gets paid every year by the Mets. It's not as rare as everyone wants you to think. The Reds still pay Ken Griffey Jr., and the White Sox still pay Paul Konerko. Bobby Bonilla was one of the best players in baseball at his peak. He deserves to get paid like one. Don't ever forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end. Even if you didn't, I still appreciate the support. I do still have my own personal channel, and I plan on making a new video for it soon. I've just been busy with a lot of different things, whether it comes to life or, you know, my car breakdown, all that sort of stuff. But anyways, I don't know what else to say. I mean, we hit 100,000 subscribers. What the hell? Like, I honestly cannot believe it. I've always dreamed of hitting that milestone since I was a freshman, even before I was a freshman in high school. So to actually be here, it's incredible. I'm just floored by all the support we've been getting lately. Thank you, everyone. Seriously, I cannot say it enough. Thank you so much. And see you in the next one. Peace. Also, I love you forever.